And I cannot wait for next week because it's one of my favorites. And according to my brother, it is one of the greatest love movies of all time.
Walle is the greatest love story of all time.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to Around Our World in 80. Yay! There's a smile.
Hi.
So, this week we did Walle.
Wow.
This is honestly one of my favorite movies of all time. So, I'm pretty sure that I may or may not have footage of us watching Walle while we were flying in our 172 back from Big Bend.
Hello everybody. So we have successfully made it to the middle of nowhere. And this is our campsite. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited about the view.
Yep.
Bye campsite!
Alright, we're back at the airport. And only one single little airplane out here.
But this is just a movie that we've both always loved. There's just something about the characters and how they can express so much emotion with barely any dialogue. That to me is one of the best parts of the movie.
Don't kid yourself, it's because we can relate to their dating relationship.
That too.
I didn't wrap you in Christmas lights, but I did put down rose petals to your door in the dorm where hundreds of other people would see it.
That you did. It was a big step in our relationship. History of Walle, according to Wikipedia. So if you don't know, Walle came out in 2008. Walle had a $180 million budget and grossed $533.3 million worldwide. It won the 2008 Golden Globe Award for Best Animated Feature Film and a bunch of other awards, and the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. In 2016, Walle was voted 29th among 100 films considered to be the best of the 21st century by 117 film critics from around the world.
Wow.
What I found really interesting, and if you really want to go in deep, I would just look up Walle on Wikipedia, but they have a section on here in the writing, and they actually go into a lot of detail on what they originally had as far as the storyboards for Walle versus what they actually ended up with. Also on here, they say, as far as the design goes, Walle was the most complex Pixar production since Monsters Incorporated because of the world and the history that had to be conveyed. Most Pixar films have 75,000 storyboards. Walle required 125,000 storyboards. The production designer, Ralph Eggleston, wanted the lighting of the first act on Earth to be romantic and that of the second act on the Axiom to be cold and sterile. They studied Chernobyl and the city of Sofia to create the ruined world. Apparently, art director Anthony Christov was from Bulgaria and recalled Sofia as a place that used to have problems storing its garbage. Scrolling down to reception, it says that it was an instant blockbuster. The American Film Institute named Walle as one of the best films of 2008. It says, proves to this generation and beyond that the film's medium's only true boundaries are the human imagination. Aww. Review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes reported that 96% of critics gave the film positive reviews. Honestly, I'm not even really finding anything that say, it was bad.
It's because it's not.
It's because it's not. That is the history of Walle according to Wikipedia. What is your favorite scene in Walle?
I think the opening scene probably is one of my favorites because he's going around and discovering all the little different trinkets and stuff. And he finds the box with the diamond in it, but he throws the diamond away
and keeps the
box. He finds the fire extinguisher and he's like, ooh, this is cool. And then it starts shooting him around. The next thing you see is him throwing it away back into the junk pile. So the opening scene, the character introduction was just really clever.
Yes.
It was really well done.
I like it when he finds the key fob to the car and he clicks it and it's in the distance goes beep beep.
Yeah.
I also found it really entertaining that his sidekick is a cockroach. Because we all say that cockroaches are going to survive Armageddon. One of my favorite scenes is when he comes back from that introduction scene and he starts sorting all of his treasures. He's got all the Rubik's cubes, he's got all the light bulbs, he's got all the big and by and large lighters. But then my favorite is when he has the spork and he has a thing of spoons and he has a thing of forks and he's like, he doesn't know what to do.
Really, I mean, the whole opening until the arrival of Eve, and even, I mean, the whole movie is good, but the first half is particularly good, and the opening scenes with Walle, and even with Walle and Eve as he's kind of like following her around and stuff, is really, it's just all one really good storyline and a lot of fun wit and stuff in it.
Yep. A lot of Easter eggs as well.
So this week, we thought we'd try to do a service project to go along with the film, and since it talks about waste and trash management so much, I mean, it's not like in your face that they talk about it, but that's because the characters don't talk, but they talk about it as being an issue. And while we don't necessarily consider ourselves like maybe tree huggers, if that's the right term, we do want to be conscious of our waste and how much we throw away versus recycle, things like that. And we try pretty hard to make sure our recycle bin is much more full than our trash bin.
Yep.
And we have a park next to our house that's always pretty clean except for the creek that goes through it. There's a lot of trash that ends up in the creek. So this week we called on our geocaching comrades and we did a cash in, trash out event, which is basically to say that everybody meets up in a central location. We all have garbage collecting stuff and we go out for a few hours and just pick up trash wherever that area is. And so we kind of coordinated that in our park and picked up a lot of trash along the creek bed. So much so that I don't know how much the other group got, but we ended up getting probably, 10 to 15 bags, 20-gallon bags?
Yeah.
25-gallon bags full.
The other group had at least 4.
Okay, so yeah, closer probably 10 to 12. 10 to 12, 30-gallon, I think they're 30-gallon bags.
Yep.
Yeah, 30-gallon bags of trash that we pulled out of the creek and surrounding areas. So.
Now, we've talked about geocaching in the past, and if you haven't watched our geocaching in Denton video, definitely check that out, and it'll kind of give you a better idea of what geocaching is. But geocaching.com always has 2 weeks, usually during the year, where they have a sponsored or more official cash in, trash out week. And so basically everybody can go find geocaches together, but as you go find geocaches, you are also picking up trash. And then what was really cool was when I went and I started, coordinating this event, I found out that the city of Fort Worth actually will provide trash collection supplies for free if you at least order with a week of notice. And so they give you the little like trash picker-upper stick thingies.
The extended grabbers.
Yep, and then they give you a ton of trash bags and a ton of gloves. And so it was really great because we were able to pass those out to the people that attended that maybe didn't have the supplies with them. And because of that, we were able to get a lot of trash.
A lot of trash. Fantastic. And it made it where your back didn't hurt because you weren't bending over the whole time because you had the little 3-foot-long grabber sticks, which was great.
It was great.
Okay, so we're out here in the park. Reagan's got my hat on because it's really sunny. But we got our fellow geocachers out here and we're cleaning the park. We're out here getting some trash, getting the creek cleaned up.
You never know.
We had a big flood that came out here, so all the trash has just gone all the way up and down this embankment.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you don't know what geocaching is, we basically find things in the woods, and it's a scavenger hunt, and it's a lot of fun. And we also do really fun things like this where we're actually organizing trash cleanups, because the earth is basically our board game, and we want to make sure that it stays clean so that we can enjoy geocaching without broken glass and trash all over the place. Somewhere under there is Ray. What did you just pull out?
Tire tube.
Oh my gosh! Alright, so we're down here at my cache. I haven't done cache maintenance on it since Reagan was born. So we're going to do some cache maintenance and see if people can find it and pick up some more trash. Jared's back that direction finding swimming trunks. Yay!
So we had a lot of fun with all of our geocaching friends, and we picked up a lot of trash, which is going to make me really happy when I go running in that park later on this week. And yeah, we had just a really, really great time.
It was a lot more fun even than we had anticipated. It was
Yeah.
a really good group of people, and we all got along really well, so it was
Yeah.
fun.
All right. Well, next week we have even more stuff planned, and
Shocker.
we've been preparing for this week, as far as movies go, for like 3 or 4 weeks now, because there's a lot of movies that all combine into this one ultimate movie. So you'll have to join us next week to find out what we're watching. Yay! Adios!